I thought I'd come here live because we are getting a crypto dump, to say the least. All right, so clearly we have been getting some mega dumps. The interesting thing is Bitcoin has only fallen to where, not even to where it was back in January 13th, only a few weeks ago, whereas the altcoins are getting obliterated. XRP fell a lot. Cardano fell a lot. Everything fell a lot. Sui was just falling off a cliff. Ethereum fell off a cliff. Solana's doing okay. Trump coins falling off a cliff. Polygon, Render's falling off a cliff. Just about everything's falling off a cliff. Let me know what is not falling off a cliff right now. Bitcoin, and that's about it. Man, this is wild. I think we can all thank this lovely planet here, Uranus. Uranus just went direct, and I was saying in my previous video that it brings major market shifts. That's what it brought today. There we go. The tricky thing with Uranus is it's highly unpredictable. It's highly volatile. So, just as the definition there, it's unable to predict. The interesting thing is tomorrow Jupiter goes direct. This planet right here. Jupiter is the planet of expansion. And so if we look here, here's the planet Jupiter it's red right now, so it's still retrograde. Oh, actually in more than 24 hours it goes direct. Let's see exactly when. Keep your eye on this planet. So right at this hour, that's tomorrow, 5:46 p.m. Indonesia time, which is about midnight, I believe, American time. So more than 24 hours from now, Jupiter goes direct. Now, there's a slight chance that could be positive, but I think we first got to figure out what's going on here. What are we going to do? Now, I can't give any financial advice. None of this is financial advice. This is intended for educational purposes only and entertainment. But man, Bitcoin is falling. So I sold on the way down as my strategy. I pick a certain level of support where I basically put a stop loss and I put indicators. So I sold a lot of my XRP at 250 and 245. Now it's lower, so I've been buying back in. I sold into about 30% cash. I was up at like 3 a.m. Gotta love these crypto markets. So exciting. But yeah, I sold a lot of my bags. Besides a large portion of my XRP. So tricky, guys. This is why we need to have risk management. So what do we do when the markets just fall off a cliff? All right, that's something to ask yourself. Interesting, we're not getting any comments right now. All right, so I'll wait a little bit. I'll keep talking to see if any comments come through. Let me know what questions you guys have. How are you guys doing out there? It's a tough day. But like I said, I'm buying back in. So I have an interesting, first off, let's review the global liquidity line here, this yellow line. Bitcoin's been following this very closely. We see that it got a local peak here on the 21st when Trump got inaugurated, and then this yellow line has been falling off. So, and now that's what crypto's doing. Now crypto's falling off. It tried to stay up a little, but now it's falling off. And it continued to fall off until February 8th or 9th. So I'm considering holding a decent amount of cash until February 9th. Potential buyback and then I might even sell all my bags around February 15th, around there, or perhaps all the way to February 20th. Perhaps I'll sell like 50% around February 15th and then another 50% around the 20th, because it then shows markets falling off, and then March astrology looks absolutely terrible. So we're almost already seeing a sneak peek to March potentially here. And let's take a look at the total three. These are the altcoins, not including Bitcoin or Ethereum. I was waiting for a 35% dump because in the last cycle, when we were at a similar place, when we were testing the previous all-time high, 2021, we got a 35% dump back then. This was in February 2021. At first, we didn't get that 35% dump. We got like a 20% dump. But now we've gotten that full 35%. So, I mean, the optimistic side of me is like, wow, maybe this is the buying opportunity here. But then, of course, the more cautious side is like, whoa, chillax, bro. You know, this global liquidity line's still going down until the 8th. It only goes up a little bit from the 8th to like the 15th. And then it falls off again. So perhaps we shouldn't get too optimistic. Perhaps we could see something like this. Maybe we go back up here. Everybody thinks we're going to the moon. And then maybe it falls off again. That's what I'm thinking. I'm giving you guys some good information here. Bitcoin dominance has been going up, but it got a huge wick, and now it could be falling off a little bit, but that's not great. Another thing I wanted to show is these new indicators that I got. Shout out to Albert who showed me these. I'm still learning these, but these are where these show imbalance within these previous candles, where there's potential liquidity. So this shows an imbalance around 78,000 and around like 72,000. So there's still a chance that Bitcoin could head down to those levels, which would further demolish altcoins in that case. That's a bit concerning. That's the worst case. The best case is we've already experienced the downside and could be more sideways action from here, but it's a concern because this is also the 50% level. If we zoom out here, what is going on? Okay, so I don't know why so we go like this. I created a 50% line from the very top here all the way to this previous lows back in, all the way in August. And the 50% between those two is right here at 78,000. So that would be very, very typical, very normal price behavior for Bitcoin to correct down to 78,000. Now, it's wild how poorly the altcoins are holding up. I mean, this has been the most challenging altcoin run ever, I would say, easily, in history of each, compared to all the previous bull runs. This has been the most challenging. So, send all those altcoins holders out there a prayer for things to recover here. But yeah, this is a chance to ask yourself, what is your risk management strategy? How much cash are you willing to risk in the market? How much cash do you feel like you need out of the market to feel like you can sleep at night? I think that's very important. In the worst case, I mean, man, February is tricky. February is very, very volatile, so it's difficult to predict. But like I said, I think we're going up around February 8th to the 15th. Let's say around there. But after that, it's not looking good. After really the February 20th, things look pretty terrible. So I think there's a glimmer of hope, but not a huge amount of hope. So I'm fairly cautious. Going into more cash and also nibbling and buying some more here when the prices are really low. Okay, now we have some comments. Yeah, Bitcoin could easily go to 86. When do you think it will bounce back? I already mentioned that around February 8th. Where do you see the bottom for Solana? That's a tough one. Solana's tricky because I've been asking AI about the Solana token unlocks. It says there's a bunch of token unlocks this month. I'm not an expert on that, but usually that can dump the price. So a little concerned about that. But using this new indicator, let's see. Ugh, there's so much on the screen here. Let's zoom in. I don't see, let me go to the weekly. That's interesting. Let's try the weekly with this indicator. Oh, it doesn't show any major gaps for Solana. Let me go to a cleaner chart a little bit. Let's zoom in. If I want to make this bigger. Oh, it's already potentially filled in these imbalances here. That's looking pretty good for Solana, actually. There's not... Solana bottom might be in. That's really interesting. Really confusing because it, like, according to these indicators, like, the bottom could be in, but at the same time, there's going to be a bunch of Solana token unlocks this month. Is that normal for Solana? Do you guys know? So I've been seeing some of these articles about these huge token unlocks. Is it just, like, fake news, or are there actually going to be huge token unlocks? It's kind of tricky to figure out here. But the good news is there's these red boxes up here. Those are imbalances up here, so we could be heading back up to like 208 and then 223 and maybe even 244. But I don't know. I don't know if we're going to get an all-time high before March. If we don't, then we're going to bounce. I think we're going to go back down. Yeah, time is ticking. I think we only have like a couple weeks to break out, and it's not looking good so far. I don't know if we're going to get a new all-time high for Solana or many other of the tokens. And perhaps this is an extended bull market. Perhaps we're going to extend into later this year, because this ain't looking so exciting for the altcoins especially. You know, we want Solana to close above, like 246 around there, and we're not getting that, that's for sure. But interesting that the bottom, according to these indicators, the bottom could be in for Solana. Interesting. Whereas XRP, I sold some up here, and then I bought some around 220. It got this little imbalance at 183. And we could be heading back up. The only problem is there's these other imbalances down here. There's also a chance we could head to 165. And in the most insane, crazy scenario, down to 120. Interesting. But anyways, the main thing I'm thinking is, like I've already said, problem is there could be more downside for the next couple days. I'm not sure. It's really tough. It's not clear. I can't just give y'all like a clear reading right now. It's really, really tricky. If I could, I would. But the most clear signal is, yeah, this global liquidity, where it's the next time it gets a sizable pump is right here, like I've been saying. Ooh, my ears just popped. Okay, who's feeling some interesting energy today? All right. The Solana token unlocks are small in comparison. So Adrian, do you know how many? Because how many tokens are being unlocked? I could ask AI right now. It seemed like quite a bit. What about the drop of Bitcoin dominance according to you? Yeah, it's not seeming to drop. It's going up today, so that's not what we want to see. Yeah, I don't know much more I can say about that. So the token unlocks, I just asked AI this morning. It says approximately 489 million worth of Solana tokens are scheduled for release through linear unlocks through the month of February. So 489 million, that seems like quite a lot. Do you think that could affect the price? I mean, now this is AI, so we don't know exactly how accurate this is, but if you guys have any trustworthy sources where to understand how many tokens are being unlocked, there's one from this website, Insights. I wonder if I can show you guys this website. It's a little probably hard to see. What to expect from Solana. There we go. So that's one of the websites that's talking about it. Anyways, confusing times, confusing times. Very extremely volatile. I think the narrative seems to be the Trump tariffs. You know, there's always a narrative that has to go with it. And that makes sense. There's a chance. I mean, I can't give any financial advice. There's of course there's a chance this is a great buy opportunity, but man, it's tough to really bite the bullet and go in when things are falling. I mean, things are clearly recovering a bit right now. If we go onto the 1 hour chart, even let's go to the 15-minute. We see this correction and it's rebounding, but it's not a strong rebound. It's a decent rebound. Let me clean this up. XRP, you know, we dropped from huge drop. And we're just getting above this kind of basic 50% level from the drop there. So we gotta keep on going up. We do not want to drop more. I'm putting a stop loss for XRP at $2. Let's see Bitcoin. Bitcoin. Doesn't seem like a super strong rebound so far. Still below that 50% level. Let's look at Ethereum's just getting smashed. Wow. I cannot believe how weak Ethereum is. I mean, Ethereum is still the second largest crypto by market cap, right? And it's just so incredibly weak this cycle. Must be because Solana is taking the lion's share or something. Let's look at Solana. So we take the 50% level all the way down here. Solana is above this green line, the 50%. So Solana is recovering decently well. Let's take out this one. Yeah, so Solana is recovering pretty well. Ethereum is a little bit weak. XRP is bouncing pretty well. It's starting to go up a little bit. And Bitcoin is still kind of paused out. Yikes. Do you think we have further downside to go with Bitcoin? It's still below this little 50% level. So this is very short term. This is just like for the next few hours. This kind of analysis. But man, things are getting smashed. Let's see if there's any more comments. Better to laugh than cry. Yeah, that's true. Hope everyone is doing okay mentally and financially. Yeah. Send a prayer out there. It's 0.3% of the total Solana supply. It's small. Okay, so the token unlocks this month are small. Okay. Well, yeah, maybe Solana will do all right. I'm still very, very cautious about March. Very cautious. Better no stop loss, all in, and whatever happens. Okay, if that's your strategy, then go for it. But yeah, you only live once, I guess, right? Ethereum 2025 not looking good. Yeah, it's not looking good so far. That's for sure. Any thoughts on Theta? I actually just looked at it. I really don't know much at all about Theta, but clearly it's getting smashed today. It's getting hammered. I don't own any Theta. I don't really even know much about this technology. But let's look how... it's not looking great. I mean, it's gotten a huge dump, and it's still not above this short-term 50% level. It's still below that. So it's still in a weak position there. It's not getting a strong recovery just yet. So, whoa. Well, at least it didn't get down to the lows, the very lows, when that was back in last year. It didn't get back to the last year's lows. It's getting closer to like the November, before the election lows. Well, that's good. It's still holding up. So, not too depressing. The dollar is going up. Ugh, that doesn't look great. It's tough to say, though. We got to see how the day closes. We don't know if this momentum is going to continue, or if it's just like, if this is just market manipulation by Wall Street and the market makers, which happens. We don't know if these are just going to be wicks, just a wick that goes down, and then we're going to reverse tomorrow. There is a small chance that could be the case, especially in about 28 hours from now, when Jupiter goes direct. There is a small chance we could do a U-turn from here, especially looking at the total 3, the altcoins, where this was a nice 35% correction. We also got, check out these liquidations. We haven't seen liquidations this high. I don't know if we've ever seen liquidations this high. This is literally $2 billion being liquidated in 24 hours. I don't even know the last time that happened. That's crazy. I mean, in August, we only had 1 billion, I believe. This is double that. So crazy. But if this is just a wick, there's a slight chance we could head up from here, but maybe we still have some work to do. But I'm still very cautious about, like I said, still very cautious, very, very, very concerned, very cautious about March. Very much so. But in the meantime, let's see if we can wiggle our way through here. Or there's even a small chance that we could even just shoot right up. All right, well, I'll be keeping my eyes on this in the next few hours and days and weeks to come. So stay tuned, everybody. Let's see if we have any additional comments. No joking, just better to wait and see what happens after tomorrow. That's great if that's your strategy and you feel comfortable with that. And then take decisions when the dust settles. No need of irrational trading. Yeah, okay. Well, everyone has their own strategy. Everybody has their own ways of dealing with these crazy markets. And yes, just buying low and holding for however long is a pretty good strategy. Yeah. And other people like to do more trading, and that's totally fine if that works for you. All right, thanks everybody for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.